Mt.Gox moved 2 hours ago 50,000 Bitcoin. The first stop would be $61,000. Smashed our take profit target. The main reason why I still believe that we are coming down over the next 48 hours is we are moving to the downside as expected, but there are certain coins that we need to talk about that will be resilient to that downwards trend over the next couple days for a really specific reason. And you want to be in these coins with me together. Let's go. Welcome back, guys. Let's directly dive into everything here. So the DXY is coming up a little bit. That is one contributing factor why Bitcoin is right now moving to the downside. But here I'm not really concerned what the DXY is doing because the 104.5 points level should act as resistance and we should get a retracement from there back to the downside. But that does not mean that we cannot come up here and stay here over the next 48 hours, create some downwards pressure on Bitcoin, and only then see here a drop to the downside and a move back to the upside. So, but what is one of the reasons why Bitcoin is currently going down? For once, it is that Mt.Gox moved here 2 hours ago 50,000 Bitcoin. That spooked the market a little bit, which is understandable. And now you have also to not to forget they still hold 140,000 still after they moved 50,000 Bitcoins. But this is only for redistribution to the Mt.Gox creditors that are potentially not even selling. So again, if you're holding for so long, you sell a little bit, but they will not sell a lot. Why should they sell a lot? If I get back 200 Bitcoins, why should I sell them all right now? Let me sell 6, 7, 8. I take $500,000 off the table. I leave the rest until the end of the bull run. Let it be even 10% of my 200 Bitcoins that I get back. Now I'm a millionaire in cash and I still have a couple more millions in Bitcoin. So these people, they are not stupid. Yes, they waited a long time to get their money back, but I don't expect that this has a huge cluster effect on the price once the redistribution happens to every single creditor. When we're looking at weeks, here I still have my limit orders. You see we got here nicely rejected from $65,000. And now I'm patiently waiting here. That price is coming to me. But I will tell you, there's one scenario where I will buy higher and cancel all these orders. I will show it to you here in a second. So make sure that you stick around here. Also that you subscribe to the channel if you are not already and have the notifications on to never miss out on these really important updates. So, but the main reason why I still believe that we are coming down over the next 48 hours is the huge CME gap here that we are having. I don't know what will cause the move for Bitcoin into that gap. It can be news related. It can be just resistance that we are not able to come higher here. So here I would expect on the CME chart that we are creating a lower high. Here we have a higher high because here was the prior higher high. So we went higher. And now technically, if we come one more time up here, that would be a lower high and then we go down and continue the structure here. So with here lower high, and then we are getting into it, or we are doing it really quickly. So again, we have roughly now 36 hours left to fill the CME gap. If by tomorrow evening the CME gap is not filled or something else happens that I'm going to show you in a moment, I will cancel all my orders and buy back at higher prices. So why do I believe, first of all, that we are going down from here? Because also here on the normal, on BYBIT, you see that with the MDX algo suite, the price is super heavily overheated here. We got multiple take profit points here already. This is another topping indication. And now went down a little bit. So here the price is overheated, needs to come down a little bit to cool down. And when you look at where we are potentially seeing a cool down, the first stop would be $61,000. So roughly 3% to the downside from where we are at right now. We smashed our take profit target here, so congratulations to every single one of you that was in this trade here to $64,500. Again, I got unfortunately stopped out a little bit too early, but this is fine. I made my money, guys, and that's the most important thing here, that you make your money. And if you stayed here in this trade, then yeah, congratulations to you. I just want to point out here one thing. Yesterday, I told you guys, just set stop losses and let it run. You know, if you want to stay in it, let it run. I did not say close all your positions, guys, you know, so because I said there is a potential that we run up first to $65,000 and only then come back down to fill the CME gap. So, and that's the scenario that's most likely playing out here right now. So what is the circumstance where I will buy higher than waiting for the CME gap to close? I will show you a new trade up in a moment. Here, also on the liquidation chart, you see we have cleaned up a lot here to the upside. So here, liquidity is thinning up. The EMAs are moving to the upside. We still did not touch the EMA ribbon. We need a touch of the EMA ribbon. We did not get that yet. So that is something that is still missing, that we should get in the next 12 to 16 hours, in my opinion, where we come into the EMA ribbon, and that would potentially already bring us to like $60,200. I still believe that we will come down and test the 50 moving average, but this is a moving target. The longer it takes to touch the 50, the higher the price will actually be. Entry point. If not there, then at 60,500 more or less, because also the EMA ribbon is a moving target. The reason for that is that if we test the 50 moving average, that we are taking out all the late long positions that came into the market to take advantage of that move to the upside. So here are over leveraged players right now in the market on the long side, and they might get liquidated if we get a quick flush here to the downside and then come back up and take out the rest of the liquidity. Now on the liquidation heat map, you see a similar scenario here over the last 24 hours. Long liquidity has concentrated from $62,400 to $61,400 and below that a little bit, and then more liquidity to the upside in terms of shorts is just starting at $65,100. So now we are in both directions, kind of in the middle. But I'm telling you, because of the nature of the move that we had and the shape that it has right now, and this is here like a rising wedge also, the chances are and the probability are higher that we are first going down before we are going up. And this is absolutely fine. It's absolutely normal, guys. I'm not concerned about that. But just in case that we go up first, here is, or that we go higher first, here is where I would reconsider entering in Bitcoin at higher levels, instead of waiting that we're coming down here. So that would be if we are breaking above $65,000 and close a 4-hourly candle above $65,000. Then I would re-enter at higher prices for Bitcoin. And if that is happening in the next 48 hours, or potentially after the 36 hours have passed where the CME gap needs to close, only then I would do that. Only then, not before. Because that is a really important key resistance level that we need to break. And if we are unable to break it, you see we got a strong rejection from there. Expect that Bitcoin will come back to like 60,000, 61, potentially all the way back down to $58,000, $59,000 here before gaining momentum and continue to go to the upside. So do we need to get proper candles on the way down here? No, we could also get around the $61,000 level, just a quick wick, come back up, get bought up, have a strong bullish reversal indication, and continue to go to the upside, because also the RSI is overheated, the MACD is losing momentum here. So there's a lot of factors telling us right now we should be not taking positions here on the long side for Bitcoin currently. Also here on the daily chart, another reason why I'm targeting these lower levels are fair value gaps. So we touched here at 62,300, that fair value gap that's in this candle here, but we did not close it yet. So also here price needs to come down to fill this. Then below us, and that's the one that I'm targeting for my first entries, And that is in alignment with the Fibonacci retracement level from this swing high here to the swing low at $60,184. Below that is the 0.5 level, and below that the golden ratio. So here, these are now my levels where I want to ladder into a position. The 0.382 is usually a strong bounce level on the Fibonacci retracements, but Bitcoin usually likes to step a little bit lower to stop people out, to liquidate people, and then return back to the upside. So usually we get a reversal between the 0.5 and the golden ratio in between here somewhere. That's why I want to have multiple orders stacked here in this region to make sure that I will get filled on that move to the downside. Again, if we close above $64,000, $65,000 with a 4-hourly candle, that will be the moment where I say, okay, we might first go to $70,000 and will fill the CME gap at a later stage, but only then, guys. So I gave you both scenarios in terms of price targets. So if we would move here above $64,000, then here definitely $71,200 more or less would be the target. And my stop loss would be the bottom. Would it be here? No, it would be the top. So basically here, the wick of the current candle would be my stop loss. So that would be a 1 to 3.8 risk to reward ratio, almost 11% to the upside, almost 3% to the downside. That is a trade worth taking. But again, I will only do this if we close a 4-hourly candle above $64,000, not before, because there is still the risk that we move massively to the downside to fill the CME gap in the next 36 hours. So now on the Bitcoin dominance, just really quick, we see that we are getting what I was expecting, that we see here a small reversal to the downside. So some of the altcoins are holding up quite nicely against Bitcoin, but not all of them. And I expect this trend to continue now to the downside, even though Bitcoin might go up. So, and what is the reason for that? The reason for that is a post that was made yesterday here by Eric Balchunas, and that was an update on the spot ETF Ethereum filing. So here he said he's hearing from the SEC, they finally got back to issuers. They're asking them to return final S1 forms on Wednesday, so that's tomorrow. And then they will effectively trade after Monday's close for Tuesday, next week's launch. So, and that means next week, Tuesday, Ethereum spot ETFs will start trading. And again, we need to be in coins that will outperform Ethereum on the Ethereum layer. These are the best place right now for us to make a lot of money. So of course also Ethereum is something that you can trade. So if you are still in the Ethereum trade that I had given you and you just took some profit here at $3,400, amazing. Keep the trade open because the Ethereum spot ETF will potentially push us here into $4,000. But you should also not rule out that we get a small move here back to the downside to like $3,200. And the reason for that is, look at this here. Get a bounce from there and then continue to go to the upside. So if you missed the entry at 3,050, you might get another chance at 3,200. Set some limit orders there, and then you can also trade this to $4,000. If for some weird reason we are keep going up, then at 3,000, let's say at 3,450, if we close there for hourly candle, you can also start laddering into a position, not put all your money for that position in there. Do it little by little, because if we are retracing, you want to have some money left for this trade on the side that you can ladder in lower to lower your entry price overall. So you want to make sure of that. So then here on the weekly chart, also here you see why we are retracing, because of the $3,520 level that is resistance here in that white area. And I just want to remind you guys, all these trades, Ethereum itself, I will open an Ethereum trade here on BYBIT, guys. If you want to trade on BYBIT, there is a link in the description and in the pinned comment below. And something really, really insane, they give you $500, a $500 trade position absolutely for free if you deposit $200 in your account. You can withdraw afterwards the $200 immediately again. Just claim the $500 position, take the $200 out, and then you have $500 absolutely for free. And I will show you how powerful $500 can be if you know how to trade, guys. So it's insane. So just stick around here and we are almost done. So one of the coins that I'm looking at trade is actually Lido. Lido is one of the coins that I want to trade here. I want a 4-hourly close above the 0.5 level. If we get this here in the next hour, I start laddering into a position, but overall I'm going to target the 0.618, the golden ratio here, as my final entry, because also here I believe we could see some downside before we move to the upside. But regardless, I want to have a little bit skin in the game if we just take off from here. The next level where I will take profit will be here on the MDX algo indicators, the overhanging supply zone here at $2. That will be the first target, and the trade setup will look something like this in the beginning. So roughly a 2.7% stop loss against a 15% move to the upside, a 1 to 5.7 risk to reward ratio. So definitely worth taking the trade in terms of risk to reward. And as you can see, the MDX algo indicator is really helpful in determining where you want to take profits, because these supply zones are big resistance areas. There is a lot of historical price action above that level. And also here, look at these big candles that is telling you, okay, there is a lot of supply, a lot of selling pressure around this level, because $2 is a psychological level. Hence, you want to get out there, or at least partially get out there. And the same with the demand zones. These are levels where you want to enter. So you see here's the demand zone just above the golden ratio. The golden ratio is basically squeezed between two big demand zones, and that's why you want to ladder in these areas. Again, if you want this helpful indicator, you get a 10% discount with the link in the description. Only with that link you will get the discount, and this is a money-making indicator suite, guys. I cannot stress this enough, how much money I made with this indicator. I just want to show it to you guys, because I also traded Bitcoin with that. You know, don't forget that I was trading Bitcoin with this, and I made here on weeks over $90,000 in 3 days with the help of the MDX algo indicators, you know. So definitely go and check this out, guys. Should definitely take advantage of that. Also here, Coti is another coin that I'm looking at. Coti on the daily is not looking super heavily overheated on the MDX algo, but the stochastic RSI, the RSI are showing here some exhaustion. And this is coming from spillover from lower time frames. I'm going to show you this in a moment. And the MACD is still bullish here. I expect Coti to retrace into the 0.5 or also the 0.618 level. And also there, I'm going to place some orders. And I'm going to do this on FAIRDESK, guys. And there you can just copy trade me, you know. So I'm going to put this on copy trade for you guys. We can just copy trade the same trades that I'm taking on FAIRDESK. Also on FAIRDESK, you still get a $120,000 bonus if you deposit some funds there. A link is also in the description for that, guys. There you will be able to copy trade all my Ethereum beta plays that I'm going to take. So why do I say that we are coming down into these kind of areas? Really simple, because when I go here into the 4-hourly chart and I let now the indicators load a little bit, then you see here we have a massive take profit signal here on the 4-hourly and a super overheated price action. That's why we are going here to the downside currently, and we come at least into that demand zone to bounce from there back to the upside or even into the golden ratio. So you see here's a lot of confluence with the help of the MDX algo indicator telling me to target this area as an entry to go here to the upside to potentially 12 cents. Also, Phantom is doing quite well in terms of our trade setup here. Also a good Ethereum play. We got rejected from the 0.382, so also here support right now at the 0.5 on the Fibonacci retracement levels. As long as that is holding, let me put it this way, if the next 4-hourly candle is still holding above that level after it closes in 5 hours roughly, I would be enticed to open a trade position here, but I will also warn you, don't forget this is a rising wedge pattern, and I have seen this in the past where we get a fake breakout to the upside and then actually move here all the way to the downside. So have your stop losses on. I hope you took some profit here at the 0.52 level, at the 52 cent level, as I told you, to take some profit off the table and to raise your stop loss. So you should be normally in a risk-free trade if you took the trade with me together. Then on Rune also smashed our take profit here. Again, also here on the 4-hourly chart. Take profit signal over take profit signal. Here I also wait for a retracement to like $3.60, $3.75, something like this, to take a new position and trade this then into $4.36. That will be the next setup. Let me actually adjust this quick. And then I need to run really soon, guys. So I have to wrap here the video up. Let's say I get in at 370, something like this. So here, this is the new trade setup that I'm looking at, guys. So we are waiting here for that our entry gets hit at $3.70 approximately. That is almost an 18% move to the upside with a 2.5% stop loss. So 1 to 7 risk to reward ratio. And I just wait that the price action comes to me, or that I get here a sell tag, and afterwards a TP signal from that short. So when I get the TP signal from the short, that's when I'm going to enter, or if price before hits $3.69. That is when I want to enter here. Again, there is an underlying supply demand zone that is telling me that we either get into this zone here and bounce from there back to the upside, or we will get close to it and bounce back into the supply zone that is hanging above us. Then ENS, another one. Here I also look at the 3.618, the blue line just above us. That is also giving us resistance right now on the 4-hourly chart. But we are above the 50 moving average here in yellow. As long as we are above that, I also might be willing to open here a position on ENS with the next 4-hourly close, but only with the next 4-hourly close. Best case scenario, we move here 1% higher. That would give me a little bit more confidence in this trade. But overall, the trade setup that I had given is still valid. So we are still a couple nice percent away from the original entry here. So look at this. We are here 5% still away from the original entry. But again, put your stop losses to the entry level, just that you don't lose any money here on this trade if you did not take profit here. So I was making this a quickie yesterday. I would trade this to what did I trade this here yesterday? To 28.50, 28.40, something like this. There I take profit. I got stopped out. So, and that's why I'm waiting for a retracement to re-enter. Then my near trade, guys, my near trade is $3,000 in profit, and I used only $400, guys. That's why I'm saying it is so powerful to have a small amount of money, like $500 free position on BYBIT. With $400, you can make $3,000, guys, you know. So, and I did not use crazy leverage. I use here cross on Margex. So again, if you want to trade on Margex, also there is a link in the description. You get an airdrop that you can farm while you are trading on Margex, which is really nice. So you get basically free money on top of free money if your trade is in profit. So you should also definitely go and check this out with the link in the description. So now in terms of near, I believe that we will get at least to $6.48 before we are reversing to the downside. That might be a level where I will take some profit on that trade and raise my stop loss to at least to the current price at $6.06, $6.10. When we go to like $6.47, it makes sense. That is still like a 4%, 5% stop loss to the downside, just to protect myself if we reverse here, because we are for like almost 10 days just going straight up. So here is soon also a small reversal coming. So at least set your stop loss to $5.71. Yeah, so then you are already nicely in profit from the original entry. Take some profit up here and let it then just ride. That's what I'm also going to do here, guys. And yeah, that's it already for today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it. Make sure that you smash up the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, and I hope to see you again with more profit tomorrow.